Welcome to my channel. Today you will watch your brain grow in real time as one simple story becomes 3 levels of English. In the next few minutes, you will understand more, speak better, and feel your confidence rise fast. Stay with me because this lesson can change how you learn English forever. Chapter 1: The Big Idea. Today, you begin something special. You are not just learning English, you are learning how to train your brain to grow faster, think faster, and understand more with every minute you watch. Many learners feel tired because they read one story once and forget it. They listen to something difficult and feel lost. They want fluency but do not know the steps. In this chapter, you will discover the real reason your English does not grow and the simple method that will help you finally move forward. You will see how a small idea, told in a simple way, can change how you learn forever. One story, 3 levels, one powerful result. This method is easy, practical, and perfect for beginners who want quick improvement without stress. Your brain loves patterns. It loves something familiar, something it has already seen before. When you hear the same story again, your brain relaxes. It stops fighting. It stops feeling confused. It starts learning naturally. But when the story becomes a little harder each time, your brain wakes up. It becomes active. It starts noticing new words. It starts hearing new grammar. It starts feeling the rhythm of English. This is the magic of 3 levels. You begin with a simple version. You understand it. You feel confident. Then you move to a medium version. You understand most of it, but some parts push you. Finally, you listen to the advanced version and suddenly you think, wait, I can understand this too. This is how real progress feels. Many English learners make one big mistake. They jump directly into difficult English. They start with hard stories, fast conversations, long sentences, or advanced vocabulary. Their brain becomes tired. They feel slow. They feel frustrated. Some even feel ashamed. But the problem is not you. The problem is the method. Your brain needs steps. It needs slow growth, just like a plant needs water and sunlight. When you learn with levels, you give your brain exactly what it needs. You give it time, space, and practice. You grow without fear. In this chapter, I want you to focus on one idea. Progress comes from understanding and then expanding. When you understand something fully, you feel strong. When you feel strong, you take a step forward. When you take a step forward, you become curious. And when you become curious, you learn faster than ever. This is why one story at 3 levels is so powerful. It gives you full understanding at level 1. It gives you new information at level 2. It gives you challenge at level 3. And your mind connects everything together like a puzzle. Now, think about how children learn. They hear the same story again and again. They never get bored. In fact, they love it. Why? Because every time they hear the story, they notice something new. Maybe a new word, maybe a new sound, maybe a new emotion. This is how natural learning works. Adults forget this. Adults think they must understand difficult things instantly. But learning does not work like that. You need gentle repetition. You need familiar stories. You need small jumps, not big jumps. That is what we will do today. We will learn with joy, confidence, and excitement. Another important point is the power of shadowing. Shadowing means repeating after me. When you shadow the simple version of the story, your mouth learns the words, your tongue becomes more flexible, Your voice becomes more confident. When you shadow the intermediate version, your rhythm becomes smoother. Your sentences become more natural. When you shadow the advanced version, you begin to sound like a real English speaker, not perfect, but real. Real is better than perfect. Real is progress. Real is fluency. In this method, something beautiful happens inside your brain. You stop thinking in your native language. Instead, you start thinking in English because the story becomes part of your memory. You know the idea, you know the message, you know the feeling. So when new words appear, you do not panic. You accept them easily because you already understand the story. This is how your brain becomes stronger, not by difficult lessons, not by heavy grammar, but by smart repetition and level progression. I also want you to feel proud today. Many learners watch videos passively. They listen without thinking. They read without feeling. But you are here and you want to grow. You want to speak better. You want to understand conversations. You want to feel free in English. And this method will help you. It will give you a clear path. It will show you what your brain can do when it receives the right input at the right time. During the next chapters, I will invite you to shadow, repeat, predict, listen deeply, and reflect. These activities are not just exercises, they are training for your mind. They help you build focus. They help you build memory. They help you build confidence. And confidence is the first door to fluency. Today is your chance to feel real improvement, not tomorrow, not next week, today, right now. And it starts with one simple story that will slowly grow into a beautiful and powerful lesson for your English journey. Chapter 2, Level 1 Story Beginner Version. Today, your journey becomes real. In this chapter, you will hear the first and simplest version of our story. This version is for beginners, but it is not childish. It is powerful. It is clean. It is designed to train your brain step by step. Many learners think simple English is not real English, but simple English is the best way to start speaking with confidence. When you understand a story from beginning to end, something inside you becomes stronger. You stop fearing mistakes. You stop worrying about grammar. You start feeling English as a natural part of your day. This is exactly what the Level 1 story will help you feel. Before we begin, take a moment and allow yourself to be present. Forget everything else for a few minutes. Let this story enter your mind. Let every sentence touch your imagination. Let the words become clear, warm, and easy. And when you repeat the sentences after me, you give your brain a gift. You teach it rhythm, you teach it flow, you teach it confidence. This is how fluency begins. Now listen carefully. Here's the Level 1 story. Tom is a young boy. He lives in a small, quiet town. Every morning he walks to school. He enjoys the fresh morning air. One day, on his way, he sees a little blue box under a big old tree. He stops and looks at it. He feels curious. He picks up the box. It feels light in his hands. He slowly opens it. Inside, he finds a small key. The key is silver. The key shines in the sunlight. Tom looks around. He wants to know who left the box. He sees no one. The street is empty. The birds are singing. The wind is soft. Tom puts the key in his pocket. He thinks about it all day. Now, shadow this story with me. Speak with me. Feel the words in your mouth. Tom is a young boy. He lives in a small, quiet town. He walks to school every morning. One day, he sees a blue box under a big tree. He opens the box. Inside is a small silver key. He keeps the key in his pocket. He thinks about the key all day. Shadowing helps you remember the story. When you repeat these simple sentences, your brain builds strong connections. Your mouth learns the movement of English sounds. Your mind begins to think in English instead of translating. Even if the story is easy, it is doing important work inside you. You are training your attention. You are learning to follow meaning. And you are building confidence that will help you when the story becomes harder in the next levels. Now, let me tell you the story again slowly. This time, I want you to imagine everything. Imagine the boy, imagine the tree, imagine the box, imagine the key shining in the light. When you imagine a story, your brain learns faster because it feels real. Real images make strong memory. Strong memory makes strong English. Tom is walking to school. The sun is rising. The sky is soft and bright. He sees the blue box under the tree and feels something new inside him. It is curiosity. Curiosity is a powerful feeling. It pushes him to look deeper. It pushes him to open the box. When he finds the key, his heart beats a little faster. He knows this key is important. He does not know why, but he feels something will change. This story may be simple, but it shows one beautiful idea. Curiosity opens doors not only in stories, but in real life too. When you are curious about English, you learn faster. When you wonder about words, you grow. When you explore meaning, you improve. Tom takes the key because he wants to know more. You are here because you want to know more. Both of you are moving forward. Repeat this line after me. I am learning. I am growing. I understand this story. These simple lines help you feel progress. Feeling progress is important. If you do not feel progress, you stop learning. When you hear the beginner's story and understand it, you feel strong. When you repeat it, you feel confident. When you imagine it, you make your learning deeper and richer. The story is building a foundation. You are preparing your brain for the next level. Just like Tom, you are holding a key. And this key will open the next level of English. Now, I want you to take one more step. Try to retell the story in your own words. It does not need to be perfect. Just try. Even if you speak slowly, even if you use simple words, speaking is how you learn. Speaking is how your brain remembers. This story is short, clear, and easy to retell. And that is the reason it works so well for beginners. You have taken the first step. You listened. You shadowed. You imagined. You understood. These are the building blocks of fluency. And now you are ready for more. In the next chapter, we will understand this level 1 story deeply. We will explore the meaning, the vocabulary, the feelings, and the structure behind it. This deeper understanding will prepare you for the level 2 version. Chapter 3. Understanding the beginner's story, vocabulary, feelings, structure. Now that you have heard the beginner version of the story, something important is happening inside your mind. You understand the story. You remember the pictures in your imagination. You remember, Tom, the box, the key, the tree, the sunlight. But true progress comes when you go deeper, when you break the story into clear pieces, when you explore the meaning behind the simple sentences. This chapter will help you do that. Today, you will learn how to take a simple story and turn it into real English power, real understanding, real confidence. Let us begin with the heart of the story. The idea is simple. A boy is walking to school. He sees something new. He feels curious. He opens the box He finds a key. The key makes him think. The whole story moves forward because of curiosity. Curiosity is not only an emotion in the story, it is also your tool for learning English. When you feel curious about a word, a sound, or a sentence, your mind becomes active. You start paying attention. And when you pay attention, you learn faster. This is why curiosity is one of the strongest learning skills you can develop. Now, let us go to vocabulary. Many beginners try to memorize long lists of words and then forget them. But when words come from a story, they stay longer. They stay because the story gives them life. A story gives them emotion. A story gives them meaning. So let us explore a few words from the Level 1 story and make them part of your English. The first word is key. A key is a small metal object used to open something. But in stories, a key is more than metal. It is a symbol of possibility. It opens new paths. It opens new secrets. When you learn the word key, you can use it in many sentences. The key to the house, the key to success, the key to learning English. You see how one small word becomes a powerful idea. The second word is box. A box is something you open, something you look inside. In stories, a box often holds a secret or a surprise. And in learning, every new skill is like a box. You open it slowly. You learn what is inside. You move to the next box when you are ready. Boxes help you imagine structure. They help you organize your learning. The third word is curious. Curious means wanting to know something. This is one of the most important words for you. When you are curious, you pay attention. When you are curious, you do not give up. When you are curious, you ask questions. Curiosity is the engine of learning. If you stay curious, you will grow every day. Now, let us understand the feelings in the story. Feelings make a story powerful, even when it is simple. When Tom sees the box, he feels something small but strong. He feels a pull, a question, a desire to know. This feeling is what makes him open the box. Without this feeling, the story would not move, and without emotion, learning would not move either. When you feel something while learning English, the lesson becomes real. It becomes part of you. And that is how memory becomes stronger. Let us look at the structure of the story. The story has a beginning, a middle, and a small turning point. The beginning is normal life. Tom walks to school. The middle is the moment of discovery. He sees the box. The turning point is when he finds the key. This structure helps your brain understand stories faster. When you know what to expect, you feel more calm. And when you feel calm, you learn better. Many beginners think they need advanced grammar to understand stories, but what they really need is structure. Structure helps your brain organize information. It helps you follow the flow. And once you follow the flow, you understand more than you expect. Now, I want you to practice something powerful. Retell the story slowly, not perfectly, not quickly, just slowly. Say it in your own words. Use simple sentences. You can say, Tom walks to school. Tom sees a blue box. Tom feels curious. Tom opens the box. Tom finds a key. Tom keeps the key. When you retell a story, you train your speaking muscles, you train your memory, you train your confidence. The more you retell, the stronger you become. Shadow this with me. I understand this story. I remember the words. I can retell it in my own way. Every time you say these lines, you tell your brain that you are capable. You tell your brain that you can grow. This positive message builds confidence. And confidence is the foundation of fluency. You are now ready to move from understanding to experiencing the story in a new way. In the next chapter, I will give you the level 2 version. It will be richer, deeper, and more detailed, but still easy for you to follow. Your brain will connect the new version to the simple story you already know. This connection will help you grow faster than before. Chapter 4, Level 2 Story Intermediate Version. Now you are ready for the second version of the story. This version is a little richer, a little longer, a little more detailed, but still clear, still simple, still friendly for your growing English. In level 1, you understood the basic ideas. You followed Tom, you saw the box, you held the key in your imagination. Now it is time to add more color, more emotion, more movement. This version helps you expand your understanding without losing confidence. And as you listen, you will notice something powerful. Your brain is not scared. It is ready. It is excited. It wants more. And this feeling is the real start of fluency. Take a moment and feel the change inside you. The first story felt simple. Now your mind is prepared to accept a new version. This is how learning works. When you understand something completely, you can rise to the next level with a calm heart and an active mind. Many learners jump straight into difficult English and feel lost, but you are climbing step by step. This is why you are improving faster than you realize. Today, your English grows one level higher. Now listen carefully to the level 2 story. Corrected version with punctuation. In level 1, everything was simple. Your brain built a clear map. In level 2, you received more information, but the map stayed strong. You did not get confused. You did not lose the meaning. This happens because you already understood the base story. When a story is familiar, new words enter your mind more easily. Your brain says, I know this story, so I can accept more details. And that is why this method is so effective. Let us compare two sentences to make this clearer. Level 1. Tom sees a blue box under a tree. Level 2. Tom noticed a small blue box resting gently on the grass under a tall tree. Both sentences give the same basic idea, but the second one paints a picture. It makes you imagine the tree, the grass, the box. The scene becomes real. And when something becomes real in your imagination, you remember it longer. This idea is important. English becomes easier when it becomes alive in your mind. Now let us compare another moment. Level 1. Tom finds a silver key. Level 2. Tom found a tiny silver key that shined brightly in the morning light. Again, the meaning is similar, but the second version has emotion. It has movement, it has color, it has beauty, and your brain absorbs this beauty even if you are a beginner. This is how you move slowly from simple English to more natural English. This chapter also helps you understand something deeper about learning. Growth is not about jumping to advanced English. Growth is about expanding your comfort zone step by step. You understood level 1 easily. You understood level 2 confidently. This shows that your brain is flexible. It can stretch, it can adapt, it can learn more than you think. Now, let us do a small activity. Say these sentences out loud. I understood level 1. I understood level 2. I am ready for more. These short lines build belief inside you. Belief creates motivation. Motivation creates action, and action creates fluency. Try another activity. Retell the differences in your own words. Speak slowly. It does not need to be perfect. You might say, Level 1 was simple. Level 2 had more details. Level 1 helped me relax. Level 2 helped me imagine more. Both helped me learn English. Speaking out loud is an important part of your growth. When you speak, you turn knowledge into skill. You turn understanding into confidence. Remember this truth. Every small step you take in English becomes a big step tomorrow. Every simple story becomes a deep lesson when you understand it from different levels. And every chapter in this video brings you closer to the English speaker you want to become. In the next chapter, you will hear the level 3 version. It will be richer, smoother, and more natural, still easy to follow, still enjoyable, but you will feel the difference immediately and you will be surprised by how much you can understand. Now, Chapter 6, Level 3 Story, Advanced Version. Now, you are ready for the third and most beautiful version of this story. This version carries more emotion, more depth, and more natural English. It will stretch your mind gently, but it will not overwhelm you. You will not feel lost because your brain already knows the story. You already understand the characters. You already understand the key, the box, the path, the tree. Your foundation is strong, and now you are ready to climb higher. This is the moment when you witness your own growth. Level 3 is designed to feel like real English, not textbook English, not heavy English, but smooth, natural English that people use when they speak and when they write stories. This level shows you how English grows in layers. First simple, then detailed, then expressive. As you listen, you will notice that you can follow the story easily because your brain has already built a clear map in your memory. This is the power of learning one story at 3 levels. Now let us begin the level 3 version. Tom was a thoughtful boy who enjoyed quiet mornings more than anything else. He lived in a small town surrounded by gentle hills and long, winding paths. Every morning, as he walked to school, he felt a peaceful connection with the world around him. The soft breeze touched his face, the smell of fresh grass filled the air. Birds welcomed the sun with bright, cheerful songs. Tom often walked slowly, enjoying each moment as if it carried a message. One morning, something unusual broke the familiar routine. As Tom approached a large old tree with wide branches that created a natural umbrella of shade, he noticed a small blue box lying on the grass. It was placed neatly, almost carefully, as if someone wanted it to be found. The color of the box stood out against the green grass, and it caught his attention immediately. Tom felt a sudden spark of curiosity. He stepped closer and picked up the box gently, turning it in his hands. It felt very light, almost empty, yet something about it felt meaningful. He looked around, hoping to see someone nearby, but the street was silent. Only the wind moved softly through the leaves, making the branches whisper above him. Slowly, with careful hands, Tom opened the box. Inside, he discovered a tiny silver key. But this was not just any key. It had a delicate design carved into it, and the sunlight made it glow as if it held a secret of its own. Tom stared at it for a moment, feeling a mix of surprise and excitement. He wondered what such a small key could unlock a hidden drawer, a mysterious door, a forgotten treasure. The possibilities filled his mind with imagination. Tom placed the key safely in his pocket and continued his walk to school. But he was not thinking about lessons or homework anymore. His mind kept returning to the box, the key, and the strange feeling that this simple morning had given him. Something inside him whispered that this small discovery might change his life in a way he could not yet understand. And as he walked, He kept imagining what secret waited behind the mystery of the silver key. Now, shadow this part with me to feel the rhythm of natural English. Tom was a thoughtful boy. He enjoyed quiet mornings. He found a blue box under an old tree. Inside the box was a silver key. The key looked special. Tom felt something was about to change. Shadowing this version helps you bring the story into your voice. When you feel the rhythm, the pauses, and the flow, you begin to sound more natural. You also learn to connect longer ideas without fear. Your brain is already familiar with the story, so it can now focus on how the sentences move, how the words connect, and how emotions are expressed in English. Notice how this version includes emotion and imagination. It describes the wind, the sunrise, the movement of the leaves, and the thoughts inside Tom's mind. These details help you learn English as a living language, not just grammar, not just vocabulary, but real meaning, real feeling, real flow. You may feel surprised at how well you understood this version. That is not an accident. That is growth. When your mind understands level 1 and level 2, level 3 becomes easier than you expect. This is how you build confidence. Step by step, you do not jump. You rise slowly but powerfully. And when you reach the top, you see how high you have come. Take a moment to appreciate your progress. You just followed a more advanced story. You shadowed parts of it. You imagined the scenes. You understood the emotions. This is real improvement. This is what consistent learning feels like. Now, try speaking a small part in your own words. You can say something like, Tom found a special key under a tree. The key felt important. He did not know what it opened, but he felt curious. He felt something in his life might change. Even a simple retelling builds strong speaking habits. You grow with every sentence you speak. In the next chapter, we will put everything together. You will see the transformation clearly. You will understand what your brain learned today. And you will see how to use this method again and again to become fluent faster. Chapter 7, The Transformation, What Your Brain Learned Today. When you look back at the journey you completed today, you will begin to understand something powerful about yourself. You did not just listen to a story. You did not just repeat sentences. You did not just follow simple words. Today, you trained your brain to grow in a way that many learners never experience. You moved from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 with confidence. You saw how English expands. You felt how your understanding became stronger, and you discovered that you are capable of learning more than you ever believed. This chapter is about seeing that transformation clearly. Many learners think they are not improving because they do not feel their progress. But today, the progress is obvious. You listen to a simple story, then a detailed one, then a richer, more advanced version, and you understood all of them. That is not luck. That is training. That is strategy. That is your growing ability. Your brain is learning to accept more information without fear. Your brain is learning to follow longer sentences with calm focus. Your brain is learning to imagine scenes in English, and that is the beginning of fluency. You may not realize it yet, but something changed inside you. When you heard the level 1 story, you felt safe. You understood it clearly. Your mind relaxed. When you heard level 2, you accepted new words without hesitation. You followed the feelings, the movement, the details, and when you reached level 3, you entered a new stage. You were not only understanding, you were experiencing the story. You were imagining the tree, the wind, the hills, the silver key. You were living inside the English language for a moment, and that experience is more valuable than anything a textbook can give you. This is the power of progressive learning. Your brain learns best when it receives familiar information in new forms. It creates strong connections, it builds confidence with each step. When you listen to one story 3 times, your mind does not get bored. It becomes sharper. It begins to notice patterns. It begins to understand grammar naturally. It begins to feel the rhythm of English without you forcing it. That natural growth is what makes this method so effective. Think about how you improve vocabulary today. You did not memorize a list of words. You did not study definitions. You learned new words through emotion, context, and repetition. You learned them through curiosity. Words like branches, surrounded, unusual, gentle, and thoughtful came to you inside a real situation. That is the kind of learning that lasts. When a word belongs to a story, your mind remembers it longer. The story gives the word meaning. The meaning gives the word power. And the power gives you fluency. You also learned structure without studying grammar rules. You saw how short sentences turned into longer ones. You heard how ideas connect. You felt how a sentence carries emotion. This is natural grammar learning. This is how children become fluent. They listen, they repeat, they understand, they experience, and slowly their sentences grow. Today, you learn like that. You learned through exposure and feeling, not through pressure. Now, take a moment to appreciate your improvement. You understood the story at 3 levels. You shadowed sentences. You retold ideas. You imagined scenes. You followed emotions. These are the skills real speakers use. And today, you practice them all. Many learners never do this kind of training. They stay at 1 level. They never challenge their brain gently. They repeat the same type of content every day. But you took a different path, a smarter path, a powerful path. Now, think about what this means for your future learning. If one story can teach you this much, imagine what 10 stories can do. Imagine how strong your English will become if you repeat this method again and again. Slow steps create strong progress. Understanding creates confidence. Confidence creates courage. And courage creates fluency. Let us do one more activity together. Say these lines out loud. I improved today. I understand English more deeply now. I am becoming a confident English speaker. I can grow every day. These lines are not just words, they are reminders. When you speak them, your brain hears your belief. And when your brain hears belief, it becomes stronger. It becomes more open to learning. It becomes more confident in your ability. Take this moment as a promise to yourself. You are not the same learner you were before watching this lesson. You now know a method that works. You know how to grow step by step. You know how to build your understanding from simple to advanced. And most importantly, you know you can do it today. You unlock something inside your mind, a new level of ability, a new level of confidence, a new level of English, and you are just getting started. If this lesson helped you grow, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps this channel reach more learners and create more powerful lessons for you. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep moving forward. I will see you in the next video.